Welcome, I'm your host, Malcolm Gallagher. From our BizVision studios in the UK, you're watching across the world, the BVTV Leadership Matters channel. Now, sport as a career sounds ideal to many. Money, excitement, the roar of the crowd. But there comes a time, and all too often too soon, when the boots have to be hung up for the last time. Sadly, too few sports people have planned their exit. It just happens one day. Now, that may be fine for the mega paid stars, but many other players across many other sports now have to make a change in their life. I wanted to find out how easy or hard it is to make that change, to start a new career after sport. So one of my recent guests, Dom Einhorn of Uniqorn, is also president of the renowned Sarlat Rugby Club in France, and promised to introduce me to two transforming players. By that, I mean they're making the change to business while still playing. So let me introduce you to one of those players, the star kicker for Sarlat Rugby, and off-field as the digital content manager and project leader at esport platform FormationGG. Welcome, Serafin Bordoli. Welcome, Serafin.
Hey, hi, Malcolm. How are you doing?
Excellent. It's lovely to be talking to you today. Serafin, I'm delighted you're kindly guesting on our BBTV leadership show. Later, I'll be talking to one of your other colleagues, Lucas Canada. So my viewers and listeners get two Sarlat stars. Come on, hey, that's good value, isn't it?
Yeah, it's not bad. It's not bad.
Yeah. Look, in this BBTV talk show, I'll be talking to Serafin in three parts. First part, I'll ask him about how he sees the comparison between his two roles. Where does he see the difference and the similarity between sport and business? In part two, I'll ask him his thoughts on overcoming adversity, something that happens in both business and sport. And in part three, I'm asking Serafin how he's using his sports team leader skills in his role as project leader at FormationGG. Serafin, before we get into that three-part chat, can you briefly introduce yourself to my viewers and listeners? Who is Serafin Bordoli? Where have you come from? And where do you believe you're going to in life and career? Oh, and what is FormationGG?
All right. Yeah, before I answer you this question, maybe I need to answer them to me. I'm not sure where I'm going and where I come from, but I was born in Argentina 25 years ago. I've been a professional rugby player until this season, until COVID, actually. Then I moved here into France, into Sarlat. And now I'm doing both things, like business and rugby. I'm trying to find my way for the future.
Excellent. So what does FormationGG.gg do, by the way?
FormationGG is an esport platform or a gaming platform that we launched roughly 1 month ago, where you can actually, we call it like all-in-one platform, So in this platform, you can play games, create tournaments. You can you will have written content, you have video content. You will play against your friends, against people that you don't even know on the other side of the world. And we're doing pretty good. It's just a start. It's just the beginning, but I think we're doing pretty good, and we're happy, and we're working on it every single day. We have a big team working on the back of it. So, yeah,
I can imagine with lockdown that that the platform would have really taken off. I know my son-in-law's spent more time on Football Manager or wherever it may be in that time. It's got to be the right time, hasn't it?
Yeah, it's absolutely the right time. Gaming around the world is increasing every year, like 5% around. Mostly with the COVID and the lockdowns and everything going on, it's a huge market to explore.
Yeah. Just before we move on, a little quick question I want to ask you. You were telling me beforehand that you played rugby in England until last August. What's the difference in teams and rugby between England and France?
Well, it's quite different actually. First of all, well, the level I was playing in England, it was England Championship, so it's second division of England. And here in France, I'm playing Federal 2. There is like the fourth division. But both countries are absolutely crazy about rugby. They got crazy crowds. Everyone's so passionate. It's quite fun, and I find it quite similar in some ways. But yeah, it's absolutely amazing to explore every single country the way they do live rugby.
Yeah, and is it really true that in England rugby players drink loads of beer, but in France you just sip a glass of wine after the match?
Yeah. I do agree. In England, you drink a lot of beer from 3 in the afternoon until I don't know what time. I go to bed at 9. But yeah, and then here in France, after the games, we used to have a lot of wine and cheese.
Yeah,
but not that much beer.
Very sophisticated. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's kick off. No pun intended, by the way. You are the star kicker, but let's kick off our talk with part one. How do you see the comparison between your two current roles? Where do you see the difference and the similarity between sport and business? After all, sport is a business too, isn't it?
Well, yeah, absolutely. That's a good question. Yeah, I think they're more similar than different, right? Here where we work, we're also a team. We also need each other. We also need to be focused to give 100% of what we're doing. We also need to practice, actually. I'm sure that I'm not the same guy now that the guy that started working like a few months ago. I know that I'm improving. I know that everyone's improving. And obviously to improve and to make everything works and to get to our objective, that is being the biggest and the best gaming platform around, we need each other. We need to work as a team. We need to push all in the same direction. We need to cover our teammates when we make a mistake. Like in rugby, in rugby, if we're playing together and you miss a tackle or I miss a tackle, I'm the one missing tackle actually. I know that you'll be running the guy all the pitch down, just trying to tackle him, and you're gonna cover me and you're gonna have my back. And if I do mistakes, I know you'll be with me, and you're just gonna give me head ups. But yeah, in that aspect, it's quite similar, I think.
So that's trust, isn't it? Trust.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Good.
We need to trust each other, and we need all the pieces of the team to work. If one of the pieces fail, if one of the like in a rugby game, if one fails, then it's difficult for the team to get what we want.
Yeah, the whole pack falls down, doesn't it? Listen, just to something you just said beforehand, you're a different person. What are you proud about? Any change that you've made from when you were in England to what you're doing now in France? Where's the difference? What are you proud about of having achieved?
Well, I'm more open mind, maybe. At the beginning for me, it was just rugby. And I was born and I started playing rugby at 5 years old. And it was rugby until I get to Argentina and under 20s national team.
Yeah.
And then I went to Italy for playing rugby. I went to England just for rugby. But then I got a bad injury and then COVID as well. So after that, I realized that maybe it's not just rugby. There's more things in life than rugby. And well, that's it actually. Now I'm a different person. I'm not just very square on rugby and just that.
Right. Okay. Yeah. I mean, you're lucky in a way to be making the change at 25, because I discussed with your colleague Lucas and said some people get to 35 and suddenly, their life is cut off. So you're making the change early, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm at least trying. I don't know if I'm making the change. I don't know if I made it today now, but yeah, at least I'm trying to make it, and I think I'm going well. I obviously want to keep playing rugby, want to keep getting signed by a big team and making my career and playing Argentina national team and whatever. but yeah, now I do realize that life is more than that, and I also need to it's not a split the way, but I mean to have like different options.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
one day I won't be able to play rugby. I won't be able to be here playing for Sarlat and working in Mobcast on Uniqorn formation. And I will need to find a way around.
Yeah, I think it's fascinating what people like yourselves bring to a startup like Formation there. But it is a startup, and you can get lots of knockbacks, can't you, in a startup? You're not coming in and everything's working well. It's like building a team, and you've got to have resilience, haven't you?
Brazilians?
Yeah, resilience, strength.
Okay. Resilience. Yeah, okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought you said Brazilians. I was like,
No,
Brazilians? Not from
resilience.
Brazil. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, resilience. Yeah, well, absolutely. As I told you, we just launched it 1 month ago,
Yeah.
and we're doing quite well. Yeah, there's a lot of things to improve, honestly, because as you said, we're a startup. We starting from the bottom, from zero, but we go growing up quite fast, and everything's growing up quite in a good way, let's say.
Yeah.
So yeah, we need to keep learning, to keep giving our best, and there we go. We'll find a way to triumph, right?
Yeah, yeah. I think that's what sports people bring to business. That the knocking back. But we'll come into that in part two. Before we move into part two, I'd just like to remind viewers and listeners of your website URLs. So viewers, obviously, you can see them on the screen behind me. So please take down them. For listeners, let me spell that out for you. The esports platform that Serafin was talking about is formation.gg. I know that sounds a strange suffix, isn't it? Formation.gg. Go and have a look. It really is fascinating. And I really like the other website, Sarlat Rugby, and that's SARLAT, sarlatrugby.com. And I think a lot of rugby clubs could do with having a look at the sarlatrugby.com website, because it's very lively. And I thought it was quite amusing that even the president and the directors are dressed up in one of the Sarlat Rugby shirts. I just can't see Dom in the scrum though. That's the thing.
Oh, why not? Yeah, I think you haven't met him personally, but he's a big guy, huh? He's probably 120 kilos, and he's 190 probably. So
yeah, right, okay.
Yeah, so he could be in a scrum.
Yeah, well, yeah, probably. But I think it's a great website. It's very fan oriented. And I found that when I looked at formation.gg, you'd almost mirrored that, because you were being very friendly to people who want to go there. And the rugby website is really fan oriented, which is great. Serafin, it's time for part two. Now, I want to ask you your thoughts on overcoming personal adversity, something that happens in both business and sport, by the way, and also the mental challenge faced by many today with COVID and the economy. How did you manage your challenges, and what top tips can you give viewers and listeners?
Well, as I told you, for me, it was all about rugby before COVID. But then I think this stopped, but because everything has stopped. Give us time to think, give us time to be with ourselves, or maybe with our families, and to look to the future, to take a look about what we're going to do, what we're doing. So yeah, I know there are hard times, and as in rugby, we all of us, we were winning games, but by 10 points with 5 minutes left, and we lost. But we also have been on the other side, right?
Yeah.
We also have won games that we thought that they were lost. So it's about maybe keep pushing and keep trying to find a way to go through it, because at some point this, and I hope it's soon, this is going to stop, hopefully. So we just need to go through it, to be patient, and to keep pushing, and to try to find what we can do about this.
Do you think when you go on? Sorry, my apologies.
No, sorry. No, don't worry. No, I was gonna say that we're not gonna go anywhere. Sorry.
Yeah.
If we just complain about COVID and about lockdown, we just need to find what we can do the best in this period.
Yeah. Do you think? And I think it's a powerful word. Attitude is what it's all about there, because you can suddenly feel that the world is on top of you, can't you? You can feel that nobody else has got the problems that you have, but everybody's got a problem, haven't they? Is it so attitude to pull you out of it?
Yeah, absolutely. I do agree. We're all in the same situations. We're all stuck at home. We're all here. We have a couvre-feu. It means that at 6 p.m. you need to be at your place.
Yeah.
You cannot be around every single day. Yeah, it's hard, but it's the same for all of us. And apparently, it's the best solution we can find here in France, at least. So, yeah, it's not about, it's not something personal. It's not something that's just happening to you or to me. It's involving you, it's involving me, it's involving my family, your friends. We're all in the same situation. We're all in the same situation, right? So yeah, it's about attitude, about trying to get the best of it, to find another way to go through it.
Yeah.
I don't know. At the beginning, I thought like, okay, yeah, this is gonna be 2 months, right? Well, now it's been a year or maybe more. But yeah, I've done many things. I've done French lessons. I was Italian teacher. I was Spanish teacher. I've done many things. I train. I said like, okay, I'm not training anymore. I play rugby again. Then I said like, okay, I'm not gonna train. Now I'm focused on the next season. Same with here in the office. I said like, okay, I'm not gonna work anymore. I'm gonna go back to Argentina. But then all the projects we have, all of them are very exciting. So yeah, you have a lot of up and downs, but at the end of the day, you just need to keep going, right?
Yeah. And as long as you have more ups than you have downs, and hey, life's good, isn't it? Life's good, isn't it? Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah. Serafin, now for part 3, how are you using your sports team leader skills in your role as project leader at FormationGG? I know it's a startup business, and as Dom Einhorn has said quite bluntly to me, entrepreneur, after all, is a French word. But in sport, it's all about the winning. But surely in business, you have to have a balance, don't you?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. As you said, we're just starting with it. So as we're just starting, we have to make a lot of decisions. And sometimes we have different opinions, between Lucas and Dom and me and all the people involved on formation. We have different opinions, but at the end of it, we just need to choose one, go one way, but we all go the same way,
Yeah.
If we just start to argue because of decisions and stuff, we're going nowhere. So yeah, I think that's it. Basically, we need to support each other, right? We need to make whatever we decide to make. We need to make it at 100% or 110%. In rugby, we like to say 110% and not just 100%. And yes, even if I'm not convinced on what another one says, and we just need to go with it and push. And the same if they're not convinced of what I say, maybe and we use we need to take my option, or my thought. We just need to go all together and just support whichever decision we have made.
Yeah. I quite like that other word that seems to have crept into what we're thinking there, and that is commitment, isn't it? Once you've made the decision collectively, you all have to be committed to moving forward. Surely that's to do with teamwork as well.
Yeah, as I said at the beginning, if one of us is not 100% commit, then we're not going to work as a team, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
So if you're going to get this 100% of the team, we need to give all our 100%.
Yeah,
right?
Excellent. Now, Serafin, I've got to be leaving France soon, otherwise I'll be caught in the curfew time, and I don't want that. You know, I mean, you know,
all right.
I could be locked up forever. But just before I finish, I just want to remind viewers and listeners again of the two websites I want them to visit. And I want you to go and look at the esports platform at formation.gg, and just go and have a look at what a great fan oriented website is at sarlatrugby.com. Without a doubt, moving from a sports career into a business career can be daunting, especially if you don't plan it correctly. But as I trust you've heard from Serafin, if done correctly, it can be game changing. So many thanks, Serafin Bordoli, for a great interview.
Yeah, thanks to you, Malcolm. I'm glad to be here, and it was very good. I like it. I hope the people like it too.